Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Career Upgrade channel. My name is Melanie, and I've started this channel to document my journey out of corporate and into entrepreneurship. Since 2009, I have been a director of HR in the community banking industry here in the DC metropolitan area. And in summer of 2025, I left it all behind to start my own business, Trimark Management Group LLC. Logo is strategically placed over my shoulder, where I do human resources consulting, but I get to focus on the thing that I love, which is career coaching. Welcome to my channel. So this is, I keep getting the number wrong, but I think this is my 8th video. And I think it's time for us to talk about being laid off, layoffs, what that looks like, all of the construction and all of the planning that goes behind a layoff. The first thing that I want you to know is I've been through it myself. I have been through at least 2.5 layoffs. And when I say a half layoff, it was a temporary layoff where I worked for an organization in order to cut costs. We strategically planned out each individual department and which positions would take a week off without pay. And we did that over a series of a couple of quarters just to catch up on our budget. And it really, really helped the company. I've also been through a couple of other layoffs where at least one of them ended with the company closing altogether. So you're not alone out there if that's something that you're dealing with. I know those government workers that are hurting so bad right now, and I feel for you. I really, really do. And I am so sorry that you're going through this. What I can tell you most, and one of the most important things that people need to understand about a company doing and planning layoffs is that they have to do it. So for a company to get to such an extreme place where they are laying off their employees, laying off their investment, because employees are an investment for a company, they're struggling, they're hurting financially. The financial struggle can come from all different things. A lot of times in the banking industry specifically, you'll see it, of course, with the market crash of 2009, right? The housing crash. You'll see it because of expanded regulatory oversight, the cost of FDIC insurance increasing. You'll see it because a bank is consolidating, being acquired, merging with another, and banks, the number of community banks are shrinking throughout the entire country. Look up the numbers. It's really quite devastating. Since 2009, you'll see it. The number of community banks in this country, they are dwindling quickly. So that industry is being hit hard and has been for many, many years now. So companies do it because expanded regulatory oversight, increase in the cost of overhead. The overhead is not meeting the incoming revenue, the revenue that's coming into the organization. And they've cut back everywhere that they can. And now they have to cut back on their staff. Some of the signs to look for, and I don't want to be irresponsible with this and leave you feeling paranoid about your job or that you're about to get laid off, but some of the signs to look for, usually major shakeups in senior team and C-suite executives where they're consolidating and restructuring departments all of a sudden. The communication starts to gets a little bit more intense about departments' contributions and their cost. If they're costing more than they're bringing in, taking a look at certain roles and saying, do we need this position? If we have this position, let's eliminate this position and give those duties to this position. Those are all things that the business is putting into place to prevent mass layoffs. So this is never something that's done very easily. It is done very strategically. It is usually done with consultants involved, and nobody wants to do it. Then you have things that come up like the federal mandates, where they eliminated all of the diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates that were in place, and that affected job because of a government mandate. So that's another reason that layoffs happen. You'll also see things where the senior executive, the CEO, is retiring, and new management is coming in, a new CEO is coming in, and they want to restructure the entire organization, and they'll take a look and see what the overhead costs are again, and then just start restructuring things from there, and that will sometimes lead to layoffs. You'll also see situations where too many people have been hired, and because someone had some great idea, there was some big implementation or project that was supposed to, you know, launch the company off into this huge, great direction, and that project or that implementation didn't go quite as well as the company planned, or it didn't bring in the revenue that the company planned, and they've hired all of these people to accommodate that implementation, that project, whatever the case may be. So they have to start reducing staff. My best advice to you is that, and you can hear fire trucks going past my house as I film this in my dining room. I apologize. I don't edit these videos. I just want to get my message across, so bear with me. But the best advice I can give to you is just kind of look for the signs and use your intuition, that gut feeling. I'm sorry, our gut is always right. And just always have your plan in place and think about it. What would you do if there was a layoff? Always have that plan in place. Always be thinking strategically about your career. People always say, you know, if the most talented people are never affected by a layoff, and that's just not true. The company has to cut back where the company has to cut back, and unfortunately, you being a really skilled employee doesn't always save you. Being really, really visible and being a huge contributor can sometimes save you, but if they don't have the money to pay you or retain you as an employee, they just can't do it. So never feel or take it personally. Never think that you're alone. Always have a plan in place. Think strategically and reach out for help. Reach out, stay well advised and informed about the industry that you're in. Monitor and watch your company's spending compared to the revenue that's coming in. Always, always have a wide network of recruiters in your network. Always do that. I'm telling you, every year, every 2 year, update your resume, and always be prepared, because you just never know when it's going to happen. Nobody wants it to happen. Companies do not enjoy laying off their employees, but it's something that happens. If you have any questions about being laid off, if you've been laid off and you would like some help with getting yourself back out there again, or I have so many great recruiters in my network. Reach out to me and I can get you in touch with some folks. Again, my name is Melanie. The name of my company is Trimark Management Group, LLC. I do human resources consulting, but I love doing career coaching, so reach out to me for that as well. All of my information is in the description box below. Be sure to tell your friends about this video, like, comment, subscribe. Again, I wish you all the best, and I'll probably record something a little later. What's today, Tuesday? Yeah, I'll probably record something a little later this week. I wish you all, again, all the best.